Hello everybody, this is Miles Luigi welcoming you to the video commentary of the Pre-Hooktail Pit of 100 Trials. This, of course, being floors 11 through 20 means that there isn't anything spectacular. This is honestly a set of floors that with smart planning you could probably get through without Mega Rush Partner. And at this point in the game, legitimately. However, I say legitimately, you're always able to do it. Anyway, I figure this would be a good set of floors to entirely dedicate to talking about the Mega Rush Partner badge and everything that it entails and the pains it goes through, and just the fact that I'm very uncomfortable with using Mega Rush Partner, but you really don't have much other choice. Reason why you don't have much other choice other than using Mega Rush Partner is, well, first off, you can't pick up Mega Rush, and even if you could, I think Mega Rush Partner would still be the backbone of this run for another reason. The point I'm trying to get here is, at this point in the game, when you have your original equipment, Mario's original boots, Mario's original hammer, you're only able to do up to 4 damage with Power Jump or Power Smash. You're able to do 2 damage defense piercing with Piercing Blow, or you could do Power Bounce on any enemy that doesn't have defense and possibly get that up there depending on how good your Power Bounce is. Once again, that's dependent on your action command. Somewhere between 5 and 10 power bounces is normal. But that applies only to enemies who don't have defense, because Mario's jump only does 1 attack power, which a lot of enemies later on in the Pit of 100 Trials, of course, have defense or can't be jumped on, and of course that means that power bounce badge is unfortunately useless in those situations. So, in order to actually do any damage that's halfway decent whatsoever, you of course have to use the Mega Rush Partner badge to do it. Now, there is one thing going for you, and it's kind of what I hinted to earlier when I said if you happen to get Mega Rush Partner would still be the backbone of this run. If your partner dies, the game is not over. Matter of fact, in the regular Pre-Hooktail run, your partners will tend to die a lot. This being early on, I'm given the luxury of being able to swap in and out coops pretty easily without any danger of losing them yet. I don't have to play the Heart Finder game yet, as you will be seeing plenty of later on. I will get to that in a little bit, but essentially it relies on you getting your partner down to 1 HP, maintaining it there, and as for getting your partner to 1 HP, basically, you have to find some way, shape, or form to either have the enemy damage your partner up to 1 HP. Obviously at the start it's a good idea to have at least coops down here at 1 HP at the start, so you don't have to deal with it. But you're not able to maintain it unless you're just incredible. If you happen to actually maintain it without coops dying at all throughout this Pre-Hooktail run, that would be amazing. But ultimately, your partner may die, or you may accidentally get your partner healed in some way, shape, or form because of something silly, stupid, like an audience member throwing a heart at you, or you accidentally picking up a heart on the field. Now you have to get your partner back to 1 HP, where then now you have to play the damage game against the enemy, where you have to hope the enemy damages your partner to 1 HP, or maybe 0 HP. I say maybe 0 HP for a specific reason. If your partner goes down to 0 HP and you run away from battle, which I will be doing a couple of times here, you can revive your partner with just regular everyday healing items. Specifically, the Dry Shroom. The item almost every single Paper Mario player considers an absolutely pitiful, useless item, and an item that's dropped all the time by Item Hog, will bring a 0 HP partner to 1 HP, which is exactly what you want to be able to maintain Mega Rush Partner. Excellent. Now, let's just say your partner dies off, but you happen to finish the battle. This was the whole point of bringing Heart Finder in here, to guarantee that some hearts will drop out of battle. That's good. That allows you to bring your partner back up to 1 HP, because they will go back up to 1 HP after you pick up a heart from the battle. After the battle. Very good. However, this must be emphasized to everyone who possibly does this, because I will fudge this up at a few points, and it really stinks when you do it. If you pick up a heart when your partner's at 1 HP, they get at 2 HP, and then you don't have Mega Rush Partner anymore. And then you end up in a really big bind because you no longer have something that has 7 attack power, you now have something that has 2 attack power, which could result in you having to either have some sort of super guarding fest, or you could actually get completely screwed over depending on your situation and how far down in the Pit of 100 Trials you are. Don't pick up hearts unless you're absolutely sure you need them. and I guess conversely, if your partner is dead, you want to at least pick up one heart, because I'm also going to tell you at some points I failed to pick up a heart on my dead partner and forget about it, and then I have to slack through the next battle with a non-Mega Rush partner and the other partner dead. That's also not very fun. As you can see, the badge that's the backbone to the possibility of this run is incredibly fragile and difficult to work around. I am not comfortable with Mega Rush partner, but, well, you gotta run with the hands you are dealt with. I guess that's all about Mega Rush partner. So anyway, a battle with 4 Piters. As I mentioned earlier, there isn't anything spectacular about, like, the first, I would say, about 30 floors, because smart planning, you wouldn't even need Mega Rush partner to get through these floors. You can honestly get to floor 30 before beating Hooktail without Mega Rush partner, with some smart planning, honestly. It's everything beyond that where it starts to get tricky, and then you get to floor around, say, 60, and then everything starts to go to hell, honestly, at that point. Anyway, I mentioned Piters specifically because, well, Piters themselves aren't inherently deadly enemies, but anyone who has ever gone through the Pit of 100 Trials knows there is a much more deadly version of the Piter known as the Tarantula, and the Tarantula is an incredibly difficult enemy when you're unable to increase your defense. They have an attack that does 4 damage plus 4 damage plus 4 damage, and without defense, you're not able to mitigate that at all. You're going to soak in 12 damage, which is a lot of damage. Matter of fact, I'm trying to think here. What does more damage than that? An Amazy Daisy? Maybe there's something else in the Pit of 100 Trials that can by itself do more damage, but whew, those are tough enemies. We'll definitely be getting some strategies when fighting Tarantulas when the time comes. As for Piters, there is very little advice I have because you shouldn't have any problems with them. Matter of fact, provided you're guarding halfway decent, you could totally just hit the defend command with Mario and then just attack with Koops. And as long as you're defending and everything, you will never take any damage from a Piter. I wish that was true for an Tarantula. Anyway, you may notice that throughout these first couple of floors, I have flubbed up guards, and you're like, oh my gosh, Miles Luigi, you flubbed up guards, and the answer is actually I flubbed up super guards. I'm practicing the super guards because they will indeed become important later on. I mentioned earlier that you need at the very least a mediocre super guarding ability. I'm just going to tell you right now, at some parts of this I definitely had a mediocre super guarding ability, and it was luck that pulled me through. And if I didn't even have that mediocre super guarding ability, I would not have made it through. Because the luck badges didn't even kick in that often. And other various facts. When I say luck, I mean more than the luck badges. I mean the entire events that unfold throughout the battle, but that'll be for another time. I guess the last thing I would like to mention right now is what you can do if you find yourself in a bind. Sadly, if you're not without your Mega Rush partner and they're dead, there is very little you can do unless you have a Dried Shroom. But let's just say Mario's low on the HP, and you foresee that you definitely need the HP. This is where running away comes into play. Fun strategy you can always do is you can have Mario or his partner do a command and then just simply run away. If you fail to run away though, prepare for lots and lots of pain. This is something you don't want to necessarily rely off of. This is why you'll notice that I tend not to tattle enemies unless it becomes convenient. I could definitely, if I wanted to, do what is known as the tattle and run away. It's where I start a battle with Goombella tattling the enemy and then have Mario run away. So I essentially get a free tattle without wasting half a turn in battle. But you'll find that in the pre-Hooktail run, unless you do that, there is almost little to no room to tattle. But it's always something to keep in mind. If you're low on FP or HP and don't have the items, it's definitely worth a shot. And even if you don't have the star power to do it, you could always start a battle, appeal, with the star power build up, and then run away, and then come back into the battle, appeal as needed some more, and then if you finally get to where you need to get to, use the sweet treat, then run away. Obviously, the more cumulative runaways you do, the worse and worse and worse it gets, and the only little tidbit of advice I can give you is the Simplifier badge does indeed help you with running away, but it's a pretty small help. But every little bit helps, you know, if that runaway meter is just barely not full and the arrow's all the way to the right and you were wearing Unsimplifier. It looks like you either needed to mash A a little bit harder or you needed to take off that Unsimplifier badge because you're a masochist for wearing the Unsimplifier badge here. Alright. I gotta quit making fun of people who wear the Unsimplifier badge. It can actually be very helpful here depending on how you're playing and how often you're using Sweet Treats. Both Simplifier and Unsimplifier are going to be playing a little bit of a role in this run. That's all I'll have to say about that. Anyway, I believe this is floor 19, so just go ahead and watch this enemy get totally obliterated by a Kooks on the last string of life, and watch him just get tucked away nice and safe. Alright, well, we have gotten through the first 20 floors. That was 1/5 of the Pre-Hooktail Pit of 100 Trials. So we have 80 more floors to go, and I will definitely be seeing you on the next episode of Miles Luigi Completes the Pre-Hooktail Pit of 100 Trials. Next time! Before we go off, this badge is very important, and I'll explain why next time. It is Fire Drive.